Hello, my name is Sarah Potwin, and I am the Executive Library Director of the Niagara Falls Public Library. And like many of you, I too am self-quarantining this afternoon um, during this recent health crisis. I am quite proud to say that the library, Niagara Falls Public Library, both downtown main branch located on 1425 Main Street, as well as the LaSalle branch located on Buffalo Avenue, are both open limited hours Monday through Friday in the mornings, as well as limited access in the buildings. So members of the public can come in to the building. We ask, if you're not feeling well, to please call us and we will leave the items for you in the hallway or the foyer so that you can pick them up. However, it is limited access. There are no public meetings. There are no programs going on at this time. But there is very limited access to the foyer and main counter area. What are the hours, you might be wondering? Main branch is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon. The LaSalle branch is open 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So each branch is open 3 hours each day, Monday through Friday. We certainly will accept materials through the drop box, as well as you can bring them in if you're feeling well. Again, we are taking every precaution we can to help minimize germs by wiping things down that are returned, that are being received through the Niagara Library System, interlibrary loan. We are also encouraging people to wash their hands. Hand sanitizer is available. And certainly we are trying to practice as much self-distancing as possible. One of the good things about our main branch is that it is an 80,000 square foot building, so there's plenty of space to self-distance from other employees. But full-time employees are encouraged to work from home in the afternoons. We have plenty of work to do. This is an opportunity to get a lot of that work done that normally doesn't happen. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call either branch. We'll be more than willing to help you. Also, I should stress that items that are signed out at this point are now due on April 20th. We are checking items in fine-free during this health crisis that's going on. We want you to have the materials you need. However, we're trying to keep everyone safe. Over the course of the next couple days, you will find emails. You'll find webinars. Since we're not having our traditional story time, staff are reading from some of their favorite books and posting the videos online. So I'm kicking it off with one of my favorite, which is called Muncha 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 by Candace Fleming. Here we go. For years, McGreely dreamed of planting a garden. He dreamed of getting his hands dirty, of growing yummy vegetables and gobbling them up. But he never once tried it until this spring. Said Mr. McGreely, "This spring, by golly, I'm going to plant a garden." So he hoed, and he sowed, and he watched his garden grow. "Lettuce and carrots, peas, tomatoes, yum, yum, yummy," said Mr. McGreely. "I'll soon fill my tummy with crisp, fresh veggies." But one night, when the sun went down and the moon came up, 3 hungry bunnies appeared. Tippy, tippy, pat, tippy, tippy, pat, muncha, muncha, muncha. They found the lettuce. They're in the garden. Well, the next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nod sprout, he was angry. So he built a small wire fence all around his vegetable garden. "There," he declared, "no bunny can get into my garden now." If you look very closely, you can see 3 curious little bunnies watching over the fence. And the sun went down, and the moon came up, and tippy tippy pat, spring, hurdle, dash, dash, muncha, muncha, muncha. So the bunnies got access to the sprouts. A fence wasn't going to slow them down. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his nibbled leaves and gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he built a tall wooden fence, a tall wooden wall behind a small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. "Humph," he humphed. "Those floppy ears will never get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now." If you look closely, you can see the garden, the wire fence, and now the tall wooden wall. And if you look very closely, you can see 3 little bunnies watching. And the sun went down, and the moon came up, and tippy tippy pat, dig, scrabble, scratch, 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 spring, hurdle, dash, 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 muncha, muncha, muncha. And there's those bunnies eating away in the garden. And if you look in the very corner, you can see Mr. McGreely in his bed, sleeping, dreaming of his fresh carrots. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, and his gnawed sprouts, he was really angry. So he made a deep, wet trench outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. "Ha!" he snorted. "Those puffy tails can't get under it. They can't get over it. No bunny can get into my garden now." There he is, digging his moat, a garden, and he's using his garden hose and filling it up with the water, and the tall wooden fence, and the wire fence, and the garden. And there's those bunnies. They're right there. They are watching everything. Do you think a water moat will stop them? Let's find out. And the sun went down, and the moon came up, and tippy tippy pat, dive, paddle, splash, 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 dig, scrabble, scratch, 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 spring, hurdle, dash, 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 muncha, muncha, muncha. So, those industrious rabbits, they got in, they swam across, they climbed over, and they got in. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his chomped blossoms, his chewed stems, his nibbled leaves, his gnawed sprouts, he was... what do you think he was? Was he happy? Was he gleeful? Maybe he was angry. He was furious. So he hammered and he blocked, sawed and stalked, drilled and filled, and trapped and locked. And he built a huge, enormous thing before the deep, wet trench, outside the tall wooden wall, behind the small wire fence, all around his vegetable garden. I've outsmarted those twitch whiskers for sure, he exclaimed. They can't get through it. They can't get under it, and they can't get over it. No bunny, no way, no how can get into my vegetable garden now. And I'll show you the picture. If you look very closely, you can see the bunnies. Where are they? Does anyone see them? Maybe right here. And they're watching Mr. McGreely make this huge cement wall, almost like a fortress. Will the bunnies get in? Let's find out. And the sun went down and the moon came up and Tippy Tippy, stop. They stopped. Wonder why they stopped. The three hungry bunnies looked. They smelled and they touched the huge, enormous thing before them, and Tippy Tippy Pat, the bunnies, hopped away. What do you think they're looking at? What does this look like to you? It's like a giant padlock. If you want to keep something safe, you put it in an area that you have a lock, and only the person who has the key can open this lock. So the bunnies do not have the key. The next morning, when Mr. McGreely saw his untouched vegetables, he was... What do you think he was? Was he angry? No, he was happy. He was happy. His garden was untouched by those pesky rabbits. Ha ha! I beat the bunnies, he whooped, and he did a jiggy, wiggly victory dance. Then he climbed over, he jumped across, he squeezed in between, and he crawled under until he reached his vegetable garden. Ha ha, sighed Mr. McGreely. At last, smacking his lips, he picked and he pulled up lettuce, carrots, peas, tomatoes, and with his basket overflowing, he reached inside for something yummy. And if we look really closely, he's doing his dance. He's got a basket. Look who's right behind him. Can you see? I'll give you a hint. They have long floppy ears and whiskers. And there he is climbing over again. And inside the basket are the bunnies. The bunnies are there. And there's Mr. McGreely. He's in his garden with his basket, getting ready to pick his carrots and his vegetables. And in the basket, there's ears, big bunny ears poking out. I think the bunnies outsmarted Mr. McGreely again. There he is. He's opening his basket. Can you see? Do you think he's surprised? Oh, he definitely is surprised. He's surprised to see the bunnies. Muncha, muncha, muncha. I hope he shared them with shared the carrots with his rabbits. And I think he did there. That's the last picture. So that was Muncha, Muncha, Muncha by Candace Fleming. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you in the library when we return to normal. But for now, library hours are solely restricted to mornings and limited access in both buildings. If you're interested in any items, please give us a call. We'll gladly pull them for you and have them available at the shelf, at the counter, including this one. If you wish, you can certainly reserve your items online using your library card and PIN number. If you don't know what that is, please give us a call. Our phone number is 716-286-4891. We will gladly help you. Thank you so much, and stay safe, and please continue washing your hands during this time of crisis. Thank you so much.